Welcome to Alpha Male Purpose. Thank you for following the channel. Subscribe to the channel right now. Bottom in the lower right hand corner, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate your support as we try to grow the channel. Please like the video. We really appreciate your support as we try to grow the channel, okay? Don't forget to join us at alphamalepurpose.com as well. So Kid Cudi apologizes to past girlfriends he treated like shit. So this man, I'm just going to read the story to you guys because I want you to make your own determination. But I believe this man was off his purpose, and that's why I'm featuring him in our channel. Because on this channel, we talk about men being on purpose and men being off purpose, and we talk about the reasons why that happens and when it happens, what you can do to get back on purpose. So this channel is about keeping you on purpose and examples of men that get off purpose. So Kid Cudi wants his former girlfriends to know he's sorry. The rapper actor took to Twitter on Saturday to reflect on his personal growth and the lessons he learned along the way. Cudi began by explaining the importance of self-love when it comes to romantic relationships. You can't be in love with someone until you love yourself, he wrote. It took me years to learn that. Cudi did acknowledge that he wasn't always the best boyfriend, especially in his 20s and early 30s. He then apologized to all his past partners and took full responsibility for the failed relationships, blaming mistreatment on his part. I apologize to all of my girlfriends in my 20s and early 30s. I let down and treated like shit because I wasn't right. He tweeted, all of my relationships didn't work out because of me. I had to accept that and find peace and be better. So this is his Twitter, The Chosen One. He says, October 26, 2019, you can't be in love with someone until you love yourself. It took me years to learn that. I apologize to all my girlfriends in my 20s and early 30s. I let down and treated like shit because I wasn't right. All of my relationships didn't work out because of me. I had to accept that and find peace and be better. Cudi's mental health struggles have been well documented over the years. He checked into rehab in 2016, citing depression and suicidal urges. Wow. Depression and suicidal urges. Cudi opened up about this dark time in his life during a 2018 interview on Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett and Willow Smith. It's like my life was this show and I was always supposed to be on, but when the show was over, I was completely miserable for a long time, he explained. I was not happy when I woke up in the morning. It started off with something as simple as that. Just being like, why don't I feel okay, and not knowing what that was. Cudi says he's in a much better place today and has learned to love himself again. On Saturday, he also shared a few words of encouragement to those who are struggling. I've fallen back in love with Scott. It feels great, he tweeted. To anyone who's still dealing with things, know that you will be okay and you will find a way to the light. I thought I'll never find a way out of my madness. So silly of me. Just a little real talk for your weekend. So I want to highlight, a few things here that we can take from this as alpha males and who are trying to get on our purpose and learn what not to do. So one of the things we know not to do is to, the first thing he says is, you can't be in love with someone until you love yourself. It took me years to learn that. Wow. Years to learn that. So the first thing I want to bring up to you guys is, you got to love yourself first. You have to love yourself and your purpose more than a woman. Okay? You have to put yourself first over that woman. You have to put yourself first over their friends. You have to put yourself and your purpose first over everything. Purpose over everything. You first. That's the only way that you're going to grow, that you're going to be successful, and that you're going to stay on purpose if you put yourself first. You have to be almost so focused on self-improvement and so focused on yourself that you don't have time for romantic relationships. So this young man really hadn't figured out how to love himself, but he was in romantic relationships, not only damaging himself, but he's also damaging the women that he's dealing with. So being on your purpose is so much better than getting into relationships that you're just going to damage yourself and damage other people. This is why we say you have to put your purpose over everything, put yourself over everything. Love yourself first. So then he acknowledges that he wasn't the best boyfriend in his early 20s and 30s. He apologized to his past partners and took full responsibility for the failed relationships, blaming mistreatment on his part. Okay, so you're in these relationships, you know you're not right, you're mistreating these women because you don't love yourself, right? So He checked into rehab citing depression and suicidal urges. And this is what happens, gentlemen. And I'm not saying that his depression and suicidal urges are because of women. What I am saying is when you don't put your self-care and your self-love first, you can slip into a depression and suicidal urges. When you don't take care of your mental health, you can slip into depression and suicidal urges. When you put everyone else first, when you don't get on your purpose, when you follow other people, when you act weak and not act alpha, you act weak and don't act strong. When you decide not to be a man, when you don't decide to make decisions that are good for you and you only, yes, you will slip in depression and have suicidal urges. Yes, you will have mental health struggles because you're being something that you're not. Take control of your life, gentlemen. Put you and your purpose before everything. That's what this channel is about. That's what I'm preaching. Purpose fixes everything. You put you and your purpose before everything. Okay? He said, I was not happy when I woke up in the morning. And it started off with something as simple as that. Just being like, why don't I feel okay? Not knowing what it was. It's like my life was a show and I was always supposed to be on. But when the show was over, I was completely miserable for a long time. So he was acting happy, acting like these things and not being himself. You got to be who you are, baby. You got to be who you are, man. You got to be who you are. So you got to love yourself and be who you are. And don't be afraid to be who you are, because the solution is to focus on your purpose. See, this is what a lot of guys get confused. And this is why a lot of guys are depressed and have suicidal urges. I'm going to be just as honest as I can be right here, guys. You're depressed because you're chasing the wrong things. You're chasing women. You're chasing validation from women. You got to validate yourself, man. You got to validate yourself. You got to encourage yourself. You got to decide that I'm worthy. I'm enough. You have to decide that today, that you're enough and that you're worthy. And that you don't need women to have a life. What you need is purpose to make your life better. Find what you're good at. Find what you enjoy. Build your life up without women. Your life does not revolve around women. Your life revolves around your purpose. Focus on your purpose, young man. And you will be happy when you wake up in the morning. But when you're not focused on your purpose, you wake up in the morning like Kid Cudi and say, I was not happy when I woke up in the morning, and you don't feel okay. It's because you're not on purpose. So now he's in a much better place today to learn to love himself again. See, once you put everything back in the proper perspective, in the proper place, he put himself in the proper place. Love myself first. That's what happens first. Love myself first. Now, once you love yourself first, now you're able to give words of encouragement to other people who are struggling. I'm falling back in love with Scott. It feels great. To anyone who knows who's dealing with things, that you'll be okay and you'll find a way to the light. I thought I'd never find a way out of my madness. So silly of me. So silly of me. Yes, it's madness. It's madness when you put other people first. It's madness when you chase women and not your purpose. It's madness when you're not on purpose. Every time you get out purpose, it's trouble. Stay on your purpose, gentlemen. Don't fall for the madness. Don't chase women. You'll waste time. You'll end up sad and depressed. You'll end up with no validation. You'll end up with lack of time, lack of money, lack of effort. You're giving your best years away chasing women, when you should be spending your best years building your purpose, loving yourself, enjoying your life. An alpha male, one thing an alpha male doesn't do is apologize. So I also think that, I'm not saying that, him apologizing is beta, but I am saying that him apologizing just lets me know that he wasn't in the proper mind space in the past. And I do applaud him for taking responsibility for the failed relationships. I do think that he does need to go directly to those women and say this. I hope this is not just a public apology. I'm hoping that he goes directly to those women and say, hey, I'm sorry. I take full responsibility. I messed up. I was a broken man. I was a confused man. I was a man that wasn't on his purpose. A lot of women out here don't understand. You're dating men who haven't become who they are yet. You're dating men who aren't fully formed men. You're dating grown boys. You haven't dated a man yet in his 20s and 30s. Most men really aren't ready to about early 40s to be married or to be in a strong relationship. So a lot of these women, their clock is ticking and they want a man, but they're dating men their age in the 25, 30, 35. A lot of these men aren't ready. If you find a man ready at even Jennifer Lopez said most men aren't ready, before 30, most men ain't ready. Most men aren't ready to 40, man. Let's just say 40. Most men are not ready to be married emotionally to 40. So, you got plenty of time as a man to focus on your purpose. Don't be forced into a relationship with a woman because she wants it, her clock is ticking, her eggs are ticking. You need to find yourself and become who you are first before you have a woman. You're not ready to properly take care of and be with a woman until you love yourself first, until you as a man find your purpose, and your purpose is to love yourself first. That's your first responsibility. You can't give love to a woman if you don't love yourself. You can't give love to a family if you don't love yourself. You gotta love yourself first, man. You gotta put you on your purpose first. That's alpha. Alpha is my purpose comes first. I come first. That's alpha. Be an alpha male. Get on your alpha male purpose. Use your alpha energy to create the world that you want. Get on your purpose, gentlemen. Chase your purpose. Don't chase women. Alpha males, purpose signing off. Thank you guys for following the channel. Like the video. Comment below. Thank you guys. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. That'll help the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. That'll help the channel grow. Thank you guys.